if you are thinking about getting the iconic, like quintessential Hermes Constance belt, I strongly recommend, instead of getting the regular Constance belt in either like gold, palladium, or rose gold hardware, that you actually go with the version that I have here called the Guilloche version. Now, I will get into what makes, the Guilloche version so special in a minute, but first I want to just do like a regular explanation about the Constance belt, because it's not like a lot of belts that you buy at other stores. Instead of getting like a totally pre-made belt, instead Hermes actually sells individual pieces, kind of like belt kits. So you don't actually go in and buy this whole belt together. Instead, you will purchase the buckle and the strap separately, which sounds like a little bit of a pain, but actually it's not. It's one of the things I love about this belt, and I think it makes it a really great value for money. So you purchase the buckle and the strap. Now, you can either look online or you can look in the store, and you can see that they have a ton of different buckle options. Not just like Constance buckles, but they've got other shapes too. So as long as you buy them in the same width size, you can swap them out on all of your different belt straps. That way you can mix and match and make a lot of different belts with just a few pieces of materials. So they typically have them in, like I said, yellow gold, palladium, rose gold, and then they also have like a lot of different enamel options. So be sure to take a look. Like they even have some like all blacked out ones that I think are really cool. Like I love black on black. So they have a lot of great options, but for my first one, I decided to go with the Guilloche yellow gold version, and it is in the 24 millimeter width. Now Hermes has a few different widths. This is the second smallest width. The smallest one is like for like a really skinny belt, and I believe that's 13 millimeters, but I decided to go for the 24 millimeter because I think that this size is pretty versatile for women, in the sense that you can wear it both as a waist belt, like a natural waist belt, so it's a little bit higher, or like down around your hips, like if you've got pants that hit like at a more normal hip height. So I decided to go with this one. Now, in terms of the belt straps themselves, I think it's really cool because they are reversible. So you're never just gonna have one belt, you're always gonna have at least two. And since Hermes has like such beautiful leathers, it's really nice because you can actually get different types of leathers on either side. So for instance, the one that I have here on the black or noir side is their Swift leather, which is like their really, really smooth, grainless leather. And then on the other side, I have it in the color Etoupe, which, as you can see, like clearly, I love Etoupe. And it's in their Epsom leather, which, if I'm gonna compare it to something, a lot of other brands have like a Saffiano. It's got like a man-made texture grain that's actually pressed upon the leather. But honestly, if you look on the website or in store, you can find so many different color combinations. They've got, different shades of blues and greens, pinks, reds, browns, golds, whites. Honestly, like if you can think of the combination, it probably exists. Now, what's really interesting is like if you look on the website, it looks like you're just gonna purchase one whole belt. They price it as one item. But when you go to checkout, they are actually two separate items. So when I bought this belt back in, I believe it was in March. Yeah, it was in March. When I bought it, the Guilloche buckle was $315 and the strap was $425. So that makes this belt $735. But what's really interesting was when I went and looked on the website today, the Guilloche version sells for $715. So I don't know if the price decreased. It may have, because Hermes did do a couple slight price decreases, like on my Aloha sandals, and I will link that video for you so you can learn about that. They might have taken the price down by $20. Like I'm kind of mad I got it when I did, but whatever. I love the belt. I think it's a great value for money. Now, compared to the regular Hermes Constance belt, that one costs $665. So this one now sells at $715. So it is $50 more, but I am telling you, it is totally worth the price. And you'll understand why in a second. Now, another great thing about these belts and why they are so versatile is that they do come with 3 holes punched in it. And if you want to add holes, like say you need the belt bigger or smaller, Hermes will actually punch up to 2 more holes in there for you for free. Now I have heard of instances where people said their essay would do 3 holes. My essay said she didn't want to do 3 holes because then like it could kind of like flap in the wind, and I totally get that, like respect the integrity of the product, the way it was designed. But I did decide to get 2 extra holes punched in to make it smaller, so that way I could wear it around my waist and then also down around my hips. So I really like this belt because I'm able to wear it both ways. Now, in terms of wear and tear, this belt is amazing. Other than having like a little bit of shaping, because I do, I store it in a circle like this. So there might be like a few teeny tiny signs of like it's starting to hold that rounded shape. So I wouldn't call it a crease, but like a little bit of like misshaping going on. Other than that, the belt is in great condition. It hasn't scratched, and I'm surprised because I've like raked the buckle over it a lot. It hasn't scratched on either side, and I do wear it on both sides. Overall, I think it's worn really, really well. Now, in terms of size, I got this in the smallest size that they have. It's 70 centimeters wide, and the belts go all the way up to 95 centimeters wide, so they do cover a pretty big range. I will say I'm not sure like if you need to special order a different size, they may or may not be able to accommodate that. So I would say just like ask your SA, but for me the 70 works well, and with the extra holes I can get it up around my waist and down around my hips. So you buy the parts separately, and they do actually come, I will show you, with their own little dust bags and boxes. So the belt actually came in this box right here, and inside I believe there is a little dust bag for the belt. So if you travel, you can keep it in here. And then the belt actually came in like a little plastic bag separately, and it has its own little dust bag for the belt buckle. So totally 2 separate items, 2 separate SKUs, so that way you can mix and match. But even with the dust bag, I don't actually store the belt in here. I will show you how I store the belt because I actually think it's pretty convenient. For most of my belts, I have one of these hangers that has a lot of hooks in it, and all my belts hang down. But obviously this belt, the way it's made, doesn't really have a belt loop like that, so I can't really hang it from one of those metal hooks. So instead, what I do is I put the belt loop on, and in fact, I'll show you how you put it on. Just like this, you slide it on, pop it right in, and then I take the other side, and all I do is just tuck it in here and pull it through and put it in a little circle. So there you can see I'm not even holding it. It sits nicely without losing its shape, and it just sits on the top of my closet, so it's just there when I need it. Now, if I get a lot of these, I might need to get like a little shelving unit or something to like stack them, but for now I've just got the one, so it's totally fine. But this is how I keep it stored. Now, my closet is like pretty well protected, like I've got blinds in there, so not much sun is getting in. But if you do have a lot of sun in your closet, I would recommend keeping it in the dust bag, so that way the leather doesn't age. And in terms of putting it on, it's super easy. All you do is you just, put it around you, and you put the little flap in through the metal loop, and then you just secure it on whatever side it is that you need. So if I'm gonna go down here, I'd put on a bigger one. If I'm gonna put it around my waist, I would do a smaller one. Obviously, I would not wear it like this. This would be a bad outfit to wear it like cutting off my shirt, but you get the general idea. Now, the reason that I am obsessed with the Guilloche version of the belt is because it is so durable. So Guilloche is a technique, and also forgive me if I'm not pronouncing it right. It might be guilloche, but I believe it's guilloche because there's like a little accent. But guilloche is like a really thin, intricate pattern with like ribbon-like detail that repeats over and over and over, that's usually ingrained into a harder material like metal or ceramic. So Hermes made a guilloche version of the Constance buckle, so it's got this beautiful intricate pattern that is stamped throughout the belt. And the reason I love this so much is because it looks brand new and it doesn't scratch because of the texture from the guilloche pattern. If you look at a lot of other Hermes Constance belt review videos, you will see that a lot of people are kind of bummed because their belts get scratched over time, because the metal, like true metal, is softer and it does scratch. But with this like textured guilloche pattern, I guess it protects the metal from getting scratched. Honestly, it's kind of like, it's like Epsom leather, but in a metal. So because it's so textured, it's like really hard wearing. So I love this because it just looks absolutely stunning. And I wear this belt a ton. You'll have probably seen it in my videos. Like I wear it all the time. It's like one of my everyday belts and there are no scratches on it. So honest to goodness, even though this belt costs about $50 more than a regular Constance belt, I am telling you, it is such a great option. You really, really, really need to consider it. Check it out. Ask your SA to show it to you. I know they also make it in palladium too. I want to say they make it in rose gold too, but like don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. So all in all, I think that this is a great belt. I think it's really versatile. I love that, you know, I'll be able to buy additional buckles and additional straps and mix and match over time. Also, it's important to know that with Hermes, you can buy additional buckles, but buckles have to be purchased with a strap. And that's because Hermes basically doesn't want you taking their buckle and putting it on a different kind of leather that's like not representative of Hermes quality standards. So you can buy straps on their own, but anytime you buy a buckle, even though it's separate from the belt, you do always have to buy it with the belt. But regardless, I am looking forward to adding additional, you know, belt buckles over time and getting some different colored straps too, because I think that this is just like a great versatile belt. I also kind of want to get one of the skinny ones too, but when I tried it on, because I needed the extra holes, it kind of hung down. So I need to like figure out a way to be able to wear it without it hanging down. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Now, if you have any questions about this belt, just drop them in the comments below. And also let me know if you know, like, did the price go down or did I just pay more? Like, what's up with that? I'm really curious to hear your thoughts. Also, if any of you all have either the regular Constance belt or the Guilloche version, I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below about the texture and how it keeps the belt looking so nice. Like I said, I've had this a little over 6 months and I think it's worn really well over those 6 months. So I am curious to hear your thoughts. Now, if you enjoyed this video and if you found it helpful, I would love it if you would just like this video, just hit that little thumbs up down in the corner. And also if you haven't already, subscribed to my channel so that way you can get all of my videos about all things shopping related, whether it's product reviews, unboxing, shopping vlogs, things like that, delivered straight to you. Thank you all so much for watching. It's been a pleasure as always. My name is Lily and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye everyone.